from them inviting you to a session with them. Is that the same letter you're referring to? So in total, you received two. Okay. So that would be one to visit the assembly for the purposes of statement taking, and this one. So it would appear that you have not received the summons to produce document. But I would ask whether you have any documents to submit. Okay. But we'll fish out those documents. Do you mind outlining those documents? Do you recall them? Maybe. I would ask that you push the mic closer to you. Yeah, that's a good distance. Just if you wish. Very, very. We'll pitch them out from our investigation. In the meantime, perhaps you could give us a brief rundown who you are, your academic and professional background, and perhaps for your testimony, you could add a brief history of your encounters. For your encounters began way before the Janneh Commission. So just if you can keep it brief, just a brief history of your encounters. I am American. I acquired my basic degree in medical science. For those who will not know, the topmost medical science, not one of the top 6 medical schools. In 1976, got my doctorate degree. After which I did from 1976 to also in Sweden. After that, I went back on my specialization in psychiatry. The tail end of my specialization, I also acquired a postgraduate medical diploma in tropical disease. After completion of specialization, I returned back to 1982 as the country's first indigenous citizen. Prior to that, it was named British citizen. I stayed on at the end of 84. I decided, partly because frustration to do maybe not even one half of what I did. Then probably to material. not to mention serious absence of professional support. Medicine is dependent services, both imaging colleagues in order to then I started Lamtoro Medical Center in the clinic in Bangalore, then which subsequently metamorphosed to Lamtoro Medical Center, which I completed have been occupying. But I didn't leave the public sector completely because I had the good fortune being made chairman of the hospital management board, General Victoria. Then I oversaw the transformation from Royal Victoria Hospital to the Royal Victoria RVTH. That was from 2006 to 2000. Then in 2017, I was brought back again. Was sorry transformation from Royal Victoria to concomitantly, I was also the registrar, de facto chief executive of the Medical and Dental Council for 11 years, 2002. Prior to that, I was a member of the Medical Affairs Inception from 1988. And I was also privileged to be one of the people who made the creation of postgraduate medical country. I was one of the three initiators. I was leading the recruitment high-level professors, the top region, the UK, common established postgraduate medical just been doing. I was also instrumental in starting the clinical training program. The undergraduate was last consultant from Sierra Leone. When they went to the clinical stage, they needed specialists to help conduct training. As in my capacity as registrar of the campus, it was de facto the organ responsible for accrediting the clinical training, the full medical training program. Our analysis showed that the curriculum that was then developed by the people was given adequate, not even in the sub-region. So I sort of spearheaded the development of a clinical training program. This was, or it was funded by which successfully did that. The outcome was highly praised by doctors, professors, medical school, even outside. Then also in my capacity as registrar, I was involved in the development of the code of conduct in medical and dental practitioners, basically the author. And there was a time when the West African Health wanted to develop a similar code of conduct, including both Francophone Africa and UK. So they brought together all the registrars, including the French counterpart, also the president of the ordered them our council. And, during a 5 years period, the code of conduct goals. And I had the good fortune of being chairman of the in the end it was the ended the code of conduct. Then of course I participated voting for it. I've been active for nothing in terms of fun. That's quite a hefty thing. Very hefty. My pleasure to be within your
What about you only encounter all the journey to I went to the office to study and I think I never had I did the train and then come back to serve. Just as my older brother comes from. So I never lost contact with the Gambia, with the regular visitor. Already as a student in Sweden, I acquired some pieces and parcels of land in the country with the ultimate aim of building my home, but also being interested in agriculture because it is my hobby. And I decided also to acquire land for gardening purposes and also eventually for crop production.
So Tala, if you could just speak up for the records.
Speak up.
Yes.
Okay, and then at some point, as far as 1970, something, 75, I acquired my farm land in Bigel, which I still have, but I disposed part of it. And then during my visit, that was my first encounter with that. I also forgot to mention that in 2003, I was made the honorary consul of the Czech Republic in I'm still there. So I used to be in the state house. Also, of course, whenever there was a over, people tell this, whatever they did. There was also an incident around a first individual in the mid-70s. Which I got released and everything. But over the years, I
1 minute, 1 hour. He's actually the driver. People staff that was there. And all of a sudden, my attention was focused on people. This is something. I approached him and informed him that was my niece of his property.
But he insisted he was going to go ahead and do it because it was sold to him by them.
This is which individual again?
Abdus one Abdus Sami.
Okay.
And funnily, the military officer who took him to the archive was somebody that we brought up in my house because the uncle happened to be married to my sister. My only sister last time. But he joined the army. He became uncontrollable. So he was the one who attracted the army to his father. So
And who was that military officer? Are you getting to it?
This was
Oh, yes. Okay.
So they managed to stay in the land, even though I was the right. So I took legal action. I recruited Mr. Maki as my lawyer. He recruited lead Sam George. So it was a protracted history, but he never really appeared in court. And in the end, somehow they decided to release the property to me. But while at the heat of things, the guy got so desperate, he came to my clinic once with a revolver, threatening my child. I don't leave this property with him. You know. Unfortunately for him, I was not there. My white man and his wife were there, so they were living my clinic side. So the thing became very heated. I spoke to Andrew and he thought that we would go higher. So I reported the matter to the head of the army, the guy that was my incidentally my neighbor at Kotu, but I didn't seem to be interested to do anything. Then all of a sudden there was a letter to the Ministry of Local Government. I mean, I was called by the then Deputy Permanent Secretary, Maska, to his office. And he showed me a letter from the then Vice President, instructing them to read the land to the
Okay, that is officer.
Yes,
The chief of army.
I went there, I saw the letter. He was very disgruntled because he checked. Because the vice president in support of Sekou Sabali, they were trying to squeeze this land from me to the point. But when it spread to my life, I was because incidentally I was his family at the land. for many years. They kidnapped medical issues. Where you started sometimes in the middle of the night. And besides, I don't know closely with my brothers in their capacity of ambassador. And besides, I was himself going to school in Bangalore. My late uncle, one of his men, he was a carpenter. If you read Sarah, you see that he was the one who built this small table there. Last he was saying, Mr. Prime, my level. That's what he did. So he knew the family. So he invited me to this place. And he asked me to go and get a letter from local government. He would personally go to that vice president. What was happening? I went there. Apparently, they knew that the man had gone to get presidential help. So then somebody removed it from the file. There was no way I could see. But all the same, it's another instruction that they should make sure that justice is prevails. So I think that when they let me know, so during that incident, Janneh was the head of the gendarmerie. So he was charged with the responsibility to investigate my case, which is what I was. So Janneh came to my office and told my clinic, and then conducted an interview.
Sorry, Mr. Sala, the officer you mentioned, sorry, Dr. Sala.
Yeah,
You mentioned Abdul Sani,
yes.
but you just mentioned Amadou Sani now.
I'm sorry.
Which one is it? Abdul, okay.
Well, anyway, Janneh came and interviewed me, and I told him exactly what happened. I remember he was very angry that this boy, he did not care to put in jail. But then, as I said, I met him so when he became president, I don't remember the exact year, but all of a sudden he was allocated a land by Kungu, which he decided to plant.